Learning, the pilot episode, written and read by Karen Teune. Exterior Modern Art Museum Day. Crowded grand opening of a modern art museum on Chicago's lakefront. Diverse groups of artsy students and professionals mingle on the front steps. Interior Modern Art Museum Day. Cleo Kennedy, late 30s, attractive, neurotic, roams through a room of oversized sculptures. She holds drumsticks and a messy pile of sheet music. Looking up, she turns a blind corner and smacks into Trevor Bailey, late 30s, easygoing, cute but nerdy. Papers and sticks go flying everywhere. Gah! Pardon me, ma'am. Trevor turns back to the group of students with him. Cleo reacts and taps him on the shoulder. Excuse me, I wouldn't call me a ma'am. Okay. Especially not to you. Got it? Because you're kind of old. Just a little too old to be calling someone like me ma'am. Sorry. No worries. Trevor studies her for a moment. As Cleo grabs the sheet music at her feet, he stares. Actually, I'm not sorry. You're old and also pretty rude. You're staring. You definitely could have offered to help me pick this up by now. Trevor kneels down next to Cleo. He watches her, frozen. I think you're having a stroke. Could be midlife crisis related. It is about that time for you, I'm afraid. We're the same age. Cleo Kennedy. Cleo's taken aback. Trevor pulls his combed back hair over his forehead and smiles broadly. No way! Yep. Holy shit. You're Trevor Bailey from the future. They stand up slowly together. I'm real. Right, the future from then, because this is... Whoa. I'm really confused about what time and space is doing right now. I had the biggest crush on you in high school. I know. Someone spray painted it on the walls of the theater building. That's weird. I don't know who would have done that. They pick up the last of Cleo's stuff. Some history prof you are, taking your students to a modern art museum? I'm basically phoning in at this point, let's be real. Well, sound check's in like 20 minutes. And I get lost in this city. It's been so long. Hey, I'd love to check out the show. Maybe get a VIP pass backstage, hobnob with the cool rock stars. Howie Clark is one of my favorite people. You know that. It's, yeah, I mean, it's sold out. I don't know. I just, hot ticket. Got it. Okay. They look at each other for a moment. Well, all right. Give Sage a big hug for me. Please. Of course. Cleo smiles and Trevor pulls her in for a hug. Huge crush. All right, children, onward to the future. Trevor gives Cleo a wink. She watches him with a smile as the group makes their way across the gallery. Interior iconic music venue, green room, day. The four members of the indie rock band The Clarks run through a tune before they go on stage. Howie Clark, 40s, sexy but washed up rock star, throws a guitar and chugs the rest of his beer. This song deserves our respect. You losers. I wrote it. Me. Play it right out there tonight. Matty King, 40s, grungy and chill backup guitarist, grabs the bottle before Howie can throw it. Chill, bro. Chill, man. Nothing but respect. Respect. Sage Bailey, early 30s, gorgeous, sweet, and pretty immature, gets up from behind her keyboard to defy Howie. 20 years ago. Say that to me again, girl. All right, we all love each other. Let's just play. Your stupid song was #1 for a couple months in the late 90s. No one cares anymore, Howie. And there it is. Sweet, sweet sage. If I can't get any respect around here, I'll take some sweet, sweet honesty. Howie cackles as he cracks another beer. Oh, I love it when everyone gets all feisty before a show. This is going to be a killer show. Am I right? Hey, Chicago! Am I right, babe? Cleo pages through an art book as she got from the museum. Howie storms over to her, knocking down instruments. Hey! Earth to Cleo. Tell me that I'm right. Cleo jumps as Howie pours his beer out on the book she's holding. Time to put away your little art books, kiddo. This isn't a freaking library. Act like a rock star. Cleo slams the book and storms around the drums. You want to go? Better than you shutting down and blocking me out like you think you're better than me or something. Cleo pushes Maddie out of the way and gets in Howie's face. You got it. Let's hash it out right here, right now. Cleo, stop. You're scaring me. Let's not hash out anything, guys. It's cool. We're cool. Howie and Cleo circle each other, ignoring Sage and Maddie. Let's go, Cleo! Howie grabs Cleo by the shoulders and slow dances with her in a sexual way as he sings. I want you to want me. I need you to need me. I'd love you to love me. I'm begging you to beg me. Didn't I see you crying? Cleo watches him get lost in his own little world as he gets into the song. The great Howie Clark. You are so right. We would be nothing without you. Howie grabs her and sloppily kisses her like a horny teenager. Cleo pushes him away. And I can break you just as easily. Don't you forget it. Howie finds the mic he threw and sings into it. Maddie comforts Sage, who is now crying, as Cleo yanks the power cord out of the system. Interior high school theater auditorium day. Children in costumes 6 to 12 years old bustle around. Trevor high-fives a little girl with a head of massive gray frizzy hair. That wig turned out great, Caroline. Thanks, Mr. B. Jordy Bailey, 10, a nerdy boy in a cape, runs up to Trevor. Dad, you gotta help me with the mask. I can't do it myself. Trevor and Jordy make their way behind the stage and down some stairs into the dressing rooms where everyone is getting ready. I got you, buddy. We got time. Don't worry. Interior theater backstage day. Jordy pulls Trevor into a room lined with vanities. Trevor ties the mask, distracted by the room. Wow. It's been a minute since I've been down here. Looks exactly the same. You're doing it wrong! Take a breath, pal. We'll go over your lines. I know them all. I'm ready. Of course you are. But remember what I said about being overly confident? Overconfidence will drown you in a sea of reality. Trevor is fixated on a picture across the room. Holy shit. Ugh, it's upside down now. Let me just... Dad, Miss Lee's gonna be... Call me on stage in a second. I'm like the most important character in this musical. Trevor walks up to the picture on a large plaque. The engraving says, Performance Couple of the Year, 1997. The picture is of Trevor and Cleo on stage at a curtain call. Dad! 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 Earth to Dad! Dad! Miss Lee. Mr. Bailey? Hello? Miss Lee, 20s, angelic but quirky grade school teacher / musical director, breathes down Trevor's back. Trevor comes to and jumps. Everything okay? I'll do it myself. Sorry about that. I'm just swell. Miss Lee smiles at him without moving. Trevor has to make his way around her. Personal space still remains elusive in these settings, I see. It's just the magic of the theater, I suppose. A magical place, for sure. We are all one. Indeed, namaste. Trevor backs up a little. We got so lucky this year being able to use the high school auditorium. I just really think it allows the children to dream big, right? Look ahead, shoot for the stars, you know? You've really encouraged Jordy. He was so insecure in 3rd grade, and now he seems to think he can be a movie star, a surgeon, and still run for Congress. Maybe he can do all those things, Trevor. Seems like it could be an issue with this generation, not really embracing the gifts of discipline and focus and boundaries. Your experience and enthusiasm has really made a difference in this process. We are so grateful. I have to admit it's been a bit of an escape. I'd rather hang out with a 5th grader over a crotchety history professor any day. Well, I, for one, am thrilled you never left this town. Sorry, what? You are welcome to escape here anytime. Trevor's out the door. I do have a class at 4, so... A kid in peasant garb belts out a show tune. Trevor hops back up the stairs, through the auditorium and out the side doors. Interior Major League Baseball Stadium, VIP box, day. Victoria Vicky Carson, 40s, beautiful, stylish, perfectly put together, is engrossed in her cell phone. Her husband, Nash Carson, 50s, clean-cut surgeon in scrubs, chats boisterously to fellow doctor Chuck Cherry. The entire ligament got ripped off. Pretty brutal, but procedure was routine. Of course, he doesn't listen to my instructions and ease up in the preseason. Not one bit. Of course not. The whole thing comes off again. This time it's shredded to a pulp. Naturally. Kid's so cocky he's back in training the next goddamn week. Suddenly everyone's attention is on the field. The announcer introduces Owen Anderson, early 20s, tall, handsome, MVP of the league, and he knows it, as he struts up to home plate. He waves as the crowd jumps to their feet. Here he is now, our invincible superstar. Everyone in the VIP box is on their feet except Vicky. On the other side of Vicky is Blake Lyons, early 20s, preppy, collegiate look, not out of the closet yet, with a laser focus on the game. Come on, Anderson, get it! Vicky is now attempting to take the perfect selfie. Blake, hun, get my selfie. Nash, get in. Mom, no. You're no fun. Watch the game. Vicky gets up and puts her arm around Blake's shoulders. She pulls him closer to Nash. I love my men. I love my men. So blessed. The crowd reacts as the announcer shouts out a strike. This is all yours, man. Take it. One more real quick. I can't miss Owen. Vicky watches the guys and not the game. Nash, smile. Here, kiss my cheek while I take it. Victoria, enough. The energy of the game dies a bit as Owen avoids a ball. Kate, take it, quick. Just forget it. Take it. No. Vicky folds her arms and frowns now that she has their attention. Nash grabs her cell phone. Blake, lean in. Go. Nash snaps the picture as the crowd explodes in celebration. Vicky sits back down and calls Cleo via FaceTime. Interior iconic Chicago music venue day. Cleo looks at her phone as the band walks on stage. It says "Sister" as Vicky's face pops up. Cleo hits decline as she sits down at her drum set. The venue is far from sold out. Harry tears around the stage belligerently as they start their set. Exterior Major League Baseball field day. The stands are in an uproar as Owen runs the bases like a bat out of hell. As he slides for home, he gets mangled from the side by the catcher. Awkward, nasty collision. The announcer attempts to narrate as it's happening. Everyone waits for Owen to get up. Interior University Lecture Hall day. A gruesome war movie in black and white plays from an old-fashioned projector. The film reel spins around for too long when it ends. Trevor's in his own little world. He's on his laptop with headphones in. He watches himself and Cleo performing in their high school musical. After a moment, he realizes everyone's waiting for him. Okay, so yeah. There you have it. The answer is clearly in the question. The class waits for it. Trevor is struck by the realization. Have you ever really risked anything in your entire life? Trevor stops the projector and the spinning comes to an awkward halt. He nods and the students get up and file out, unaffected. Interior iconic Chicago music venue day. As the band continues to play, Howie reaches new levels of the cracked out rock star he has become. He rips off his clothes, gesturing obscenely to the crowd and then to Cleo, who pretends not to notice as she continues drumming. Cleo, Maddie, and Sage suddenly stop playing when Howie hurls himself into the audience and smacks onto the floor of the theater. Exterior Major League Baseball Stadium day. An ambulance speeds up to the baseball stadium entrance. EMTs rush onto the field and lift Owen onto a stretcher. Blake rushes up to them. Anderson, dude, you good? Owen doesn't move. Please, man. Talk to me, man. Blake gets emotional. Everyone is stopped at the back of the ambulance. Photographers take pictures. Blake is crying now. Owen opens an eye. Jeez, Lyons. If I had known how you really felt, I would have explored my options a little bit. Blake punches him, relieved. He looks down at the exposed bone and metal in Owen's leg. Oh, wow. Did you catch that killer slide, though? You still got it. Owen attempts to hide his pain as the EMTs move him to the stretcher. I always bounce back. Ain't no thing. Blake watches them get situated into the ambulance. I could come with. Nah, get Chrissy, would ya? Sure thing, man. Blake waves like an eager puppy as they slam the doors shut. Exterior Major League Baseball Stadium, dusk. Vicky is tipsy now. She wears Nash's suit jacket as she hangs on him for support. Nash and Chuck discuss details of another patient. Honey, husband, honey. Nash doesn't look at her. He takes his cell phone out. I'm getting you a car. We drove here, you silly, handsome man. I suppose we both had a little too much to drink. I haven't had a drop, Victoria. That's the way I like 'em, straight as an arrow. You're right, though, we should take a car. It's just for you. Winks at him, oblivious. I'll do something super naughty to you in the car, Nashtronaut. Only if I continue to ignore you, honey. The car pulls up. Nash opens the door and helps her in. Nash to the driver. She's okay. You've got the address, 92 Maplewood. The driver nods. Vicky snaps out of it as Nash closes the door. Wait! What the hell? We've got to get back to the hospital, sweetie. I'll be home tonight. Vicky slumps back into the chair and pulls out her cell phone. Exterior iconic music venue, dusk. Cleo watches Howie get carried out of the theater on a stretcher. An EMT pumps his oxygen mask as two others lift him into the ambulance, slams the doors, and takes off. Maddie and Sage chat with a few fans and say goodbye. They walk up to Cleo, who is still watching where the ambulance drove off, deep in thought. Hey, so... Yeah, I know. You know we're quitting the band and moving to Bali? Maddie kisses Sage on the cheek and puts his arm around her. I know Howie's gonna be okay. Oh yeah, I'm so relieved he didn't, die. I would have felt so guilty. I spent the last 20 years of my life following him around the world. You know, Cleo, he's the one who followed you. You were that glue who held us all together for so long. Thanks, Maddie. Probably too long. I just never thought it would end like this, you know? Howie getting carried out of his favorite venue on a stretcher? Really? Yeah, you're right, Sage. It does seem about right. It was the perfect amount of time. We release that into the universe, and he will heal. We all will. I am eternally grateful for this experience. We're eloping! Whoa, what? You guys, I'm so happy for you. They exchange kisses and hugs as Maddie hails a cab. Sage sticks her hand out of the window as the cab pulls away. Don't tell my brother! You guys are the worst! They laugh together and smile knowingly. Cleo is completely alone now, she sighs. Releasing years of built-up tension. Exterior downtown Chicago night. Cleo walks up the beautiful and energetic, magnificent mile. People stroll about, romance and play. She makes her way over to the bridge and watches the boats on the glistening river, deep in thought. Exterior Trevor's house night. A minivan pulls into the driveway of a large Midwestern home on a picturesque tree-lined street. Jordy hops out, still in costume. He sword fights in the front yard as Trevor struggles with the groceries. Want to give me a hand here, pal? Dad, watch this! Jordy executes a sword trick with a kick and belts into song. As you wish, Princess Buttercup! A grocery bag drops from Trevor's arms. A carton of eggs and a jar of pasta sauce smash across the driveway. Why can't you ever help me out, Jordy? I'm tired of this. Sorry, Dad. Jordy scrambles to help him. They make more of a mess, getting it all over their clothes. Trevor sits down on the driveway about to explode. Instead, he starts to laugh. Ah! Ah! Vicky's car pulls up to the curb in front of the house next door. She gets out, still tipsy, and begins the ascent up her driveway. Hi, Mrs. Carson. Oh, hey, kiddo. You're going to be a great Wesley. I simply cannot wait to see you in action. Vicky trips and removes her heels. Need a hand there, Vicky? Well, I could ask you two the same thing. Yeah, just working some things out. Aren't we all? Trevor wipes egg on Jordy's shirt. Jordy laughs as he dumps the rest of the pasta sauce on Trevor. Interior Vicky's house, kitchen, night. Allison Smith, 17, dutifully does the dishes while she talks to her boyfriend on speakerphone. Vicky finds a bottle of champagne in the fridge and pops the cork. Allison ducks and screams. Ah! Oops, oh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to startle you, hon. Allison recovers. How are the kitties? Rowdy, Mrs. Carson. Call me Vicky. Call me Vicky. Vicky pours 2 glasses of champagne as Allison takes her boyfriend off speakerphone. No, it's okay. It was just Mrs. Carson. No, a champagne cork, boo. Okay, call you when I get home. Love you too. As soon as Allison hangs up, Vicky hands her a glass and toasts. Love at 17. Oh, that brings me back. The world seems so blissful and perfect at that age, doesn't it? Oh. You know, I loved high school. I did. Vicky finishes her glass in one go. Allison smiles at her. I'm driving. It's okay. Oh, of course, I'm sorry, my dear. I'm a little flustered tonight. Probably seems like every time you're over here, there's something. Vicky hands her a wad of cash as they head for the door. I think this is way too much, Mrs. Carson. Has my husband ever brought a woman here? Allison looks at her blankly. Forget it. I'm sorry. That was totally inappropriate. Drive safe. Forget I said anything. See you Thursday. Vicky rushes Allison out the door and stands in the stillness of the dark hallway. Interior hospital room morning. Owen lays in a hospital bed with his leg in a large metal contraption, struggling to eat from a breakfast tray. He gags on a piece of grapefruit and chucks it at the door as Chrissy, 21, gorgeous little sorority girl, walks in. Hi, Bear. There you are. You were supposed to be here last night. I was with the girls. I just couldn't get away. Owen takes another bite and flips the entire tray over. Chrissy jumps back horrified. This shit is disgusting. How do they expect me to stay here for another week? This is a death sentence. I stopped by our favorite guilty pleasure place. Chrissy pulls out a little gourmet box and sets it on Owen's lap. Why'd you get this for me? It's your favorite. I wanted to cheer you up. I just thought... You thought since I'm out for the rest of the season and probably for the rest of my pathetic life that I might as well rot in this prison of a hospital room and get fat on gourmet donuts? Is that what you thought, Chrissy? I don't think you're pathetic, Bear. I can't be your bear right now. Get out. Chrissy runs out sobbing. Owen sits alone, sadly. After a moment, he opens the box and eats the donut. Interior University building morning. Trevor walks by a large music room and stops. He turns around and wanders in cautiously. He sits down at the piano and starts to pluck out a melody, attempting to sing along, awkwardly at first and then really gets into it. Exterior train station day. Cleo gets off the train with a crowd of people. She sits at a bench and calls Vicky, who doesn't pick up. Cleo looks around nostalgically as the crowd disappears. She calls Vicky one more time before she decides to walk. Exterior hospital day. Vicky pulls up to the hospital and helps her kids, Sebastian and Max, 6, and Belle, 4, out of the minivan. She's all dressed up and carries a platter of baked goods. Mom, why do we have to go to the hospital today? No one's sick. This is stupid. Because your father didn't come home last night and he's probably very hungry, and we're going to make sure he's all taken care of. Belle, in a puffy pink dress, struggles to keep up. But you said it's bad to eat only treats for lunch. We're going to pass them out to all of Daddy's friends. For what? Vicky's getting impatient. Just so we can meet everyone. You know, like what you do at school when it's your turn to bring the snack. It's important to be really friendly and make people happy. And then you make new friends and meet everybody. Right, kids? Vicky forces a big smile and shuffles everyone onward. Owen flies out of the main doors of the hospital in a wheelchair. He swerves around Vicky and the kids. Owen? Oh, hey, Mrs. Carson. Hey, Carson kids. Hi, Owen. Quick recovery there. Wow. You know me, I'm a champion. Owen tries to hide the fact that he's in excruciating pain. Have a lovely afternoon. Vicky and the kids watch Owen disappear around the corner. Exterior University campus day. Cleo strolls through the campus. She hears music and follows it through a courtyard and into a building. Interior University music room day. Trevor jumps up from the piano and breaks into a solo song and dance number he's clearly been practicing. Cleo watches from the doorway. After a bit, she realizes she knows the chorus as Trevor stumbles over a few words. He's surprised when he sees Cleo, but recovers as they finish the piece together in each other's arms. They smile and pull away. Still got it. You came back. Cleo shrugs nonchalantly. Wanted to see what all the hype was about. In this town? In this room? Worth it. Thought you'd be jetting off to Berlin or something by now. Yeah, Howie's liver needed a break. Ah, yes. Well deserved. For all of you. End of an era. You should be proud, Cleo. Most people don't go after their dreams like you did. You really went for it, Kennedy. I did. I went for it. And here I am to pick up the pieces with 0 other skills and even less of an education. Nah. A couple months of Professor Harlow's philosophy class freshman year's got to count for something. Don't tell me he's still teaching. Hasn't changed a lick of his curriculum in 40 years. Like a fine wine. It's getting better and better. They laugh and look at each other sweetly. I'm going to finish school, Trev. I am moving back here. That was hard to say. Cleo takes that in. Yeah, it feels right. Seems pretty perfect. You seem pretty perfect, Kennedy. Trevor and Cleo lean in towards each other over the grand piano and kiss. Heads up, though. Uh-oh, what? I teach every World History 101, required for all freshmen, and it's pretty brutal. Exterior university campus day. Trevor and Cleo make their way outside and walk through the campus. I think I can handle it. I'm going to get my PhD in international art curation. Is that crazy? I too have decided to make a sharp right turn at this juncture and reinvent my life. Oh, I am on the edge of my seat. Are you sure you're ready for this? Do not build this up, Trev. We're all going to come crashing down. It's pretty big, though. Spit it out. Trevor spins around. I'm going to perform again. A dream I've buried for 20 years and I've regretted it. No more waiting. It's my time. I'm speechless. Excited speechless or terrified speechless? Well, Mr. Bailey, yes, we're older, but we've got more to give now, and we know ourselves, right? What do you think about that, ma'am? I had a crush on you back then, too. Trevor smiles and makes a move from the choreographed dance. Cleo laughs at him and joins in. The end.